When Chris Hadfield went into space, he knew that he wanted to commemorate his trip in a unique way by making some music. After coping with challenges like trying to set up a recording studio in zero gravity and wrangling a guitar that could float away, he laid down the tracks to 11 original tunes and became a YouTube sensation with his cover of David Bowie's Space Oddity. Now, 2.5 years since that famous space mission, Hadfield is finally releasing the first ever space recorded album. Another first, and Christy joined us in the studio. Thanks very much. Congratulations on this. It's amazing because we just loved that version of David Bowie's song. We didn't know, people didn't know that you were up there with a whole treasure trove of songs you were going to put on an album?
Well, I never intended to. I've always played music and written music, and there's a Canadian guitar up on the space station, a Larry Vay made out in Vancouver, and I thought, well, I'm going to be, you know, up there with hopefully a little time in the evenings, so I'm going to play music I know, and I just want to try and write some music and see if the place inspires me. And as you say, by the end, we had over a dozen original tracks, and I didn't do anything with them for like 1.5 years, but I thought it'd be a shame to waste this, so get it out where people can hear the music. And maybe it, like Oddity did, it lets people feel a little bit more what it's like to live on a spaceship, to live off the planet.
Which is how people vicariously live through you. I mean, you know, we joke with all the cliches about this being out of this world and this album and all of that, but the amazing thing is you had almost spontaneous inspiration when you got up there.
The feeling of hush and reverence when you are floating weightless at the window of the spaceship and watching things silently, watching the sunset pour across the world and thinking of what that's doing and the influence on lives, and you have this privileged position to see it, it really changes how you feel. And I think it changes how you would paint or how you'd write poetry, and it definitely affects how you write music.
Wow, and there's no recording studio, the likes of which we would know up there.
I had to invent a recording studio, and I tried a bunch of things. I tried a video camera, I tried a little dictating kind of phone, but the best was actually, ended up being just an iPad, GarageBand, but I would just float the microphone, put some guitar tracks down, and then float the microphone up on my mouth and sing the vocal tracks.
In a small space.
Yeah, just a little wider than my shoulders. It was the quietest place on the space station. And eventually it's like, well, we should let people hear these songs. And all my profits go to music education in Canada. So to me, it's just like the photographs or like the stuff I did with schools. To me, it's just my best effort to try and continue to share what was a very rare experience.
Well, and it's just ongoing learning for all of us. Your kids, you know, have heard your music before.
Yeah.
What was their reaction when they first heard it?
One of the real treats is I co-wrote one of the songs with one of my kids, with Evan.
Right.
He had sent up one song, and it was unfinished, and then he sent up an idea for another song, and I was busy doing my job up there, but the last night I was in space, the last night I was going, I've got to try and get this done. So late at night I realized I could take that second song and change the key and put them together and made a song that maybe the most interesting song on the album, called Beyond the Terra. And so to do that cooperatively with my family was a real treat also.
It's fantastic. It's just ongoing learning for everybody. I can't wait to hear the song you're going to perform for us coming up. Thank you very much for coming in, Chris.
Nice to see you.